Hey guys, Zomfox here, and today it is time for part 32 of our Pokemon Shield journey. This is pretty much the end of the base post-game, if I'm not mistaken, because we just caught Zamazenta in the last part. Yes, I did the most original name in the history of Pokemon's franchise of calling the box legendary for this game the name of the, well, game. But yes, we are going to be battling Hop in this part, and I believe this is the end of the traditional post-game. Like I said, I kind of want to continue this and do parts every now and then, or continue at least until we start another series. Because, like, part of me wants to keep doing this one until at least Legends ZA comes out, but as I mentioned in the last part, I don't know exactly when I'm getting the game. So, there's a lot of question marks and all that. We'll see what ends up happening, but for right now, we're going to go buy a ton of Ultra Balls. I'm going to buy 50 of them to be exact, because we are going to try and start catching some Pokemon. We're going to get, like, I guess 30. We'll get 40 of these as well. I do want to try and get the Pokédex at least somewhat done, or, you know, at least try to do the Pokédex for this game, because why not? It'd be nice. I haven't completed a Pokédex of, like, any game in a very long time. As I mentioned in the last part, I believe it was Pokemon Sun is the first and only one I've actually gotten the Shiny Charm in, and even that one you don't have to do. You didn't have to do the whole dex, you just had to do the regional dex for that game, because of how, you know, big the dex was and all that. So that's kind of why I want to try to do it in here, because there are some shiny hunts I'd like to do in this game. Because, like, Masuda method is a method I've done before, and this game is one of the easier ones to do it, so I definitely want to do it, but yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to go catch these Pokemon, because there's a lot of these basic Pokemon we need to capture, so... And we all know where we got to go to get to Hop, so we're going to do some catching on the way there. Sending out Hop the double first. Granted, at some point, this does mean we need to actually get a False Swipe Thunder Wave Pokemon, because those are the ones that obviously like most important for catching Pokemon. Because once you get one of those like level 100, it is so free. You just hit False Swipe, get him at a 1 HP, hit him with a Thunder Wave, and it's like almost a free capture every time. 1 XP, baby, that's what we're talking about. We are on the way to getting the Pokédex complete right there. That is huge. We caught a Squovid. I can't believe we got it. That's insane. That's legitimately, that's like our first true wild Pokemon capture that wasn't Dynamax, and that was one we actually caught to just do the Pokédex. Everyone else has been on the team. And yes, if you did notice, we did get rid of our starter. I know it's borderline sacrilege, but like I've said in the last part, the Gen 8 starters, I think, are probably they are the weakest trio in the history of the franchise. No disrespect to anyone who's a fan of them, because I know I have a friend who loves Cinderace, and I hope he doesn't see this part. I hope he doesn't, but I think the Gen 8 starters are the weakest in the franchise's history. I think you compare them Gen 1, no. Gen 2, no. 3, no. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. 7, no. 9, no. Like, I think they are the weakest, clearly. And especially for me, even though I did use Rillaboom, like, I wasn't a huge fan of Rillaboom. I liked it. It's the starter I picked. I'm not the biggest fan of it. That's mainly because I like a lot of the grass starters. Which, well, Grass and Fire. Honestly, Water starters are probably my least favorite overall. Like, I think Primarina's design is really cool, but, like, Gen 6, Delphox is my favorite Pokemon. Gen 2, Typhlosion for Alligator is actually my least favorite of the 3. Gen 9, I kind of could care less about. I really don't like Quaxel, whatever's whole evolutionary line design gimmick. I'm the biggest fan of it. I actually prefer Skeleturge. So it's like, there's very few waters I like. Primarina, I would say that whole generation is really solid. And Greninja, it's weird. I love so many Greninja cards and the design of them, but I actually don't like Greninja the Pokemon. It's pretty weird, but yeah. Let's hop on the bike, baby. Let's go. In hindsight, I should have just headed back to her, because I'm not going to go against these ones that are like super high leveled and deal with that. Because I don't know, I do not want to deal with trying to capture these ones. Like, this is going to be like a level 55 Orbeetle. I'm like not in the mood to deal with that. So I'm going to make the conscious decision to not mess with it and just run away and do it later. I know, because again, the best part about doing this, not capturing anything else, is that we can just kind of go back to a lot of the easier areas and capture Pokemon. Which will be fun, so yeah. And we're off to the end of it already. Yeah, really, really small area, all things considered. Shame it's not any bigger, but yeah. I feel like we have to. This is like I'm pretty sure he starts with it, so I gotta start with it too. Even though it's bad for us, because it's Zacian. I thought has he captured yet? Okay, the true hero. I thought he already captured once you got here. I didn't realize you had to do this. Yeah, calm down the legendary hero. It looks happy now. Yeah, it's gonna be his Pokemon, and I had to battle mine, deal with it not going in the balls, and this guy just gets it for free. That's so diabolical. This guy gets beat by Bead, gets beat by Swordward, and this legendary is like, yeah, you're cool to be my trainer. Meanwhile, I gotta do this massive battle with Zamazenta in his powerful form. Like, dude, oh, so much about Hop's boo-hoo Sabi backstory. Bro got handed a Zacian. Time to beat him. He's going down one more time. Everything started right here in the slumbering wheel. And he's gonna go down once again. Time to beat him. And we got our one witness to the battle. The battle of a lifetime. Hop, you're going down. Oh, he does start with double. Okay, I guess I didn't need to start with shield. I should have started with my double, because my double is better than his. Whatever. We're just gonna, it is what it is. We're gonna beat this guy with Dauntless Shield and all this. Because what does this do? Yes, it is Dynamax. Okay, it's the same exact thing as Dynamax. That is why we're gonna switch into Hop. I'm gonna switch into level 69. I just realized that, bro. What is this? Like, dude, another random level jump. Like, what in the Johto is this? Like, dude, this is some Johto AF level curves. Like, dude, you do 0 battle from point A to point B, and the level jump like 5. Like, what is this? Like, for those of you who haven't played Johto, and you've heard their joke, it is fully true. I recently replayed Crystal. Gyms 5 to 7. You fight, if I am not mistaken, 0 overworld trainers. They are only in the gyms, and even then, once you get to Chuck, you fight Chuck, you fly back to Jasmine. Jasmine's the only trainer you face. Maybe in the remake there's one. You face just Jasmine. Then the entire Ice Cave has like 0 trainers. You fight maybe 1 or 2 earlier. I didn't bother to use it twice. And maybe like 1 more. And then you fight a couple in Crisis Gym. Yet the levels all go up from each fight. It is insane. It is so similar to this. Like, we went from fighting Shieldward to this. We had 1 battle to gain XP, and it wasn't even a battle. It was a legendary Pokemon encounter. That's it. We went from point A to point B, had 1 capture, and the levels went up again. Like, come on, this is some Johto level scaling right here. Okay, time to knock out this double, though. Our double, our better double. Gonna be easy. I will say, I do love how Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet made it to where you could actually easily tell what Pokemon you've already captured. That's one thing I definitely do appreciate for those games, is they made it to where you can, like, zoom in on a Pokemon and be like, oh, I've caught this one before. Whereas in this game, it's kind of like you do have to remember a lot of it, which honestly isn't fun. In my book, like, when you're trying to get a Pokédex done, you have to capture, like, 300 plus Pokemon. Like, you do not want to have to be like, oh, do I have this exact one? But you have to in this game. It's not fun. Granted, I do like the fact that leveling is a lot easier in this game, because of the fact you have the Dynamax stuff. Once you're able to basically do those, like, solo 5-star raids, you have, like, level 100 Pokemon that have just stupid moves and all that, and you can get your, multiple large XP candies, you can just obliterate the Pokédex by just having, like, a low-leveled one. Like, if you have a 3-stage Pokemon, like a Zigzagoon, you can just hit it with a couple big EXP candies and the thing evolves. It's so good. Level 70 Cinderace. Ooh, missed. Okay. Down goes the Cinderace, gets 1 hit. No, we didn't. Wow, that's not good. I should have used Double Edge. That was a misplay. Oh, we only got 4 left, and this is going to hurt. So I believe this is special. Yeah, it's special. It's a special move, alright. I can tell because it knocked me out. Oh, not good. So was that a fossil? And we're hit it with a crunch. Definitely does suck though that if you're playing this game normally, again like I have, that this Pokemon right here is just not good for the most part. I wouldn't even say the most part, it's just not good. Like, Fossil, I'm sorry, but until you get Vicious Rend, you are bad. Like, you are so bad. It's definitely not fun you have to deal with that, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, get the crit when it doesn't matter, get the knockout Cinderace, but take that. Gong Shot, that's insane, by the way. I didn't say anything, but that is insane. We got double level up, we'll take that. I think it's level 62, 3, or 5, I believe, we get Vicious Rend. I know, huge amount, but it's one of those levels, I believe. Pincurchin. I'll stay with this. And I realized that I could help other people. Yeah, good old Hop. Good old Hop being a guy. I gotta be right back. Sorry about the little delay, a little bit of cut there. I had to go take care of something real quick, but we're just gonna keep crunching this guy. So let's see if we can do something here. So I'm gonna hit him with a crunch there. Get a Zing Zap us. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be going down next turn, but we're probably just gonna hit him with another crunch because, you know, why not? So we'll just do it. And hit him with a crunch there. Nice. So that's an easy knockout right there for the next Pokemon we send in. Again, this is just a nice... This is a nice battle right here. We love having a battle like this, so... let's see. I guess send out Rocky. We'll just hit him with a Boom Burst. We should outspeed, be able to hit him with a Boom Burst, and just be really nice right there. How many is he left? 3 Pokemon. Okay, good. Yeah, so hit him with a Boom Burst here. Nice. We take that, and now it's going to have Corviknight. That's annoying, but we're just going to hit with an Overdrive, and then we're going to be able to go against this Zacian. I think technically I shouldn't use Zamazenta. I know I kind of hit it because of it, but honestly, when I'm thinking about it, it doesn't really work out because I think both of us are just going to be able to hit each other with like moves that just don't do a ton of damage. It's going to be like, you know, it's like the Unstoppable Force versus the Immovable Object kind of thing. So we'll just hit this twice, get the knockout, and then we'll just send out Rayquaza to take care of it with Flamethrower. I think that's the call. Hopefully you don't get hit with the Bad Fairy type move, but I don't know for sure. We'll see. That's really annoying that we got hit by Swagger. That's like the move I really didn't want to get hit by, but hey, it is what it is. Rocky is confused, and we hit ourselves. Great. We need to take this thing out ASAP. Just so we get this W here. That hurt, but didn't do a ton of damage. Remember, this is like nerfed Confusion. This is nerfed Confusion. This is like a 1 in 3 chance to work, and it's hitting us again and again. Like, that's not good. Throw Pack. And we're gonna hit with an Overdrive. We'll take that. Easy, easy, easy. And we're gonna send out Zacian, we're gonna send out Rayquaza. That's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna send out Rayquaza. Let's see. Time for this to end. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the really good one. I didn't see, but yeah. Yeah, this guy's cooked. He is not ready for it because we're gonna Flamethrower the Zacian. If he doesn't get the one-shot Oko on me, he's cooked. So yeah, Intrepid Sword. Boost the attack. Annoying, but it is what it is. Hit him with a pressure, so, you know, uses that extra BP. Behemoth Blade, that is a steel-type move, right? Better be. So we're fine. What? I know it's +1 attack, but still, my god, this should be a Oko then. It wasn't. And that was a crit! What? So this thing... Okay, that's insane. And Hop's gonna use a full restore on it. I know it. I know he's gonna use a full restore on it. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That's actually insane. So doesn't show what type it is? That's Fairy Steel, so I thought. We're fighting Steel. That's okay. I was right about that. Got it. Don't do it. Okay, good. Yes. We love that. We love Dauntless Shield, baby. And we get the W. Loses its defensive stats. We're gonna knock it out with a Behemoth Bash. And it's over. Outplayed. This thing really doesn't do that much damage, does it? Okay. Yeah, we'll take it out, though. Easy knockout for Zamzen, so we love that, love that. Easy. Steal 11k from bro. Take that. I found a dream. I want to be the one who can help out Pokemon whenever they're in trouble. Be a professor. Wants to be a professor. That's so bad. Yeah, it's like the whole thing about, it's like the other trio or whatever, with, you know, Sonia becoming the professor after being the lesser one or whatever, but yeah. Gonna be the new assistant. Get the rare league card. Can't believe I gotta wait all the way till now. The Sword Trio. Oh, that's right, Hop wasn't there. Noise making. Descend from the original kings. We're truly sorry. Look at our sorriness. Okay. Abdicated the title to him. There are no other rules, but it's okay. The trouble awaits. Gotta love it. Nearly set my Charizard out. Okay. Gotta love it. We'll say, I mean, I know I talked about it in the other one. I am planning to try and make a retrospect video. It's just I haven't done a video that big, like, really in a long... Especially the way I'm gonna do it, I haven't done one ever. Like, I've done similar ones on, like, a previous channel I used to have for, like, Call of Duty Zombies, but I haven't done, like, a legit retrospective video in, like, a more high-end way. This game is a weird one for me. Because there's a lot of things I do actually like about it, and I've enjoyed playing it. But there's a lot of things that definitely are really rough. Yep, that is officially the end of it. The battle tower is open. So we have officially beaten the game, truly. Like I said, I might at some point do the DLCs, but that day is not today. I don't know. It's a weird one. It really is. This game, it's a weird one for me to think about. Because, like, certain things, like the villainous teams, they're not just bad, they are probably the worst in the franchise. If I'm gonna be honest, like, they are really bad. Both Team Yell and Macrocosmos are really bad. At this... Wait, who said that? He's not having a proper ball. Oh, okay. So you got that going on, but then you also have, like, some good things. Like, even though part of the story with Hop, as I've joked about, the whole getting rid of Wooloo for a Toxel is hilarious, or double, he does have a nice character, and I actually do like the trio of rivals in this game. Like, people like to glaze the Gen 9 ones, and admittedly, respectively, the Gen 9 trio is a really good trio. But I think this trio is still really solid in its own right. I think people who, like, sit there and be like, oh, it's not as good. It's like Nimona, I honestly felt like was a weaker character. I think Hop was better than Nimona, even with the shortcomings in it. And I did like Marnie, and I did like Bede, obviously. And then, you know, you compare him to Penny and Arven. I would definitely say Arven's better. I think Arven is probably the best of the six. I'd say Hop is probably second, and then Penny might be third. I don't know, and then Nimona at sixth, so it's one of those kind of things. But it's weird, because then there's other things, like the route design in this game really is bad. Like, I was expecting it to still be weak, but not, like, as bad as I remember people, or I've heard people say. The route design in this game is really bad. You've got, like, 2 or 3 routes that are okay, and even then, they're all usually really short routes. So it's, like, not as big a deal. You know what I mean? So, it's just a weird one. That's what I'd say. It's a weird one for sure. The legendary stuff, the fact that you get Eternatus when you do, like, I actually really like that. I think that is a very cool thing to do, to have a mainline game that does not have a tertiary game, third game, and you actually catch the third legendary. I really love that. I don't love the fact that you get it right before a big Dynamax battle and the whole Dynamax post-game, making that entire post-game significantly easier if you choose to use it. We already saw in that battle with Leon's Charizard that I used one Dynamax cannon. I was able to get it to, like, a third of its HP. And then, obviously, in those ones, I wasn't using it, but you pretty much could use it for all of them, except for the Fairy one, which even then, you have a cross poison that you can use on most of them. I'm not a fan of that. Like, I really am not, because I don't need these games to be, like, you know, the most difficult Pokemon games in the history of, you know, the franchise. But, like, dude, I don't want them to be, like, a stupid cakewalk. Because at least with Emerald, you have to go out of your way to get Rayquaza. It's not given to you for free like Eternatus is. And that's the biggest issue I have with Eternatus, is you get it for free. You don't have to do anything. The battle is essentially scripted, and you just get it for free. It's not rewarding. Especially because, and think about it like this, right? The Master Ball in Gen 3 in Hoenn, you have to find it. Now, it's in a somewhat obvious place, but it is entirely possible you miss it because it's in a hideout. If you don't get that Master Ball, and then you have to go face Rayquaza, you are going to struggle trying to catch it. That is a good design choice. That is a good decision that is well made. This game, the opposite. It's terribly done, and you get the Master Ball to where you can get both legendaries essentially for free. That's why I didn't want to use it on this Zamazenta. I didn't want to just use it and, you know, cheese my way to catching it. You know what I mean? So, there's some good, there's some bad. Dexit, obviously, some of the graphics. Like I said, most of the graphics actually look better. Granted, I know it might be because I used to play this game on a Switch Lite, not a Switch OLED. With that being said, there are still some bad ones. The trees in the wild area are definitely not great. We're getting 2 XP. Whoa, that's a lot of XP. And, I don't know. There's a lot I could say. And that video, even if I do end up being able to make it fully, I'm still probably going to forget certain things. Because there's just a lot you can talk about. It's a weird one. It really is. We still got some TMs we got to get at some point. We got a Yamper over here. We got to catch that. But this was a fun series. Like I said, I'm probably going to keep doing this at the very least until Legends EA comes out. Because this is, I believe this is the 3rd part, so I would technically need like one more part, I believe, if I do get the game on release date. Like I said, in earlier parts, I don't know if I'm going to get Legends EA on release date. I don't know if I'm going to get it immediately. I don't know when I'm going to get it, or if it's not going to be for a while. I do have other Switch games I could play, because I don't have it hooked up to where I can play like non-Switch games right now, but I do have other ones. I know it's, you know, not really like restarting things, but like Let's Go Eevee, I really haven't played that much of it. I honestly could just delete my data and restart that one. I technically like just booted up Brilliant Diamond. I kind of would like to play that and see if it's as bad as everybody says it is, because I've never actually played it. So that's another one I could play. Legends EA, I don't really want to restart data, and I don't want to make a new account to restart data, but at the same time, I wouldn't actually be that against it, because there's a lot of stuff in that game I really didn't fully understand and didn't do properly. So part of me wouldn't even be that upset doing it for that one. But more than likely, it'd be Brilliant Diamond, one of those games that I'm not the biggest fan of and all that. Can we go in the water? That's what I would probably say, but we'll see, you know what I mean? Ooh, we got an item over here. A Great Ball. We got one of our Great Balls back, baby. Let's go. But that's what... Really? Not even gonna check what that is. But that's kind of what I would say, honestly. It's just... Oh, ooh, TM, let's go. TMs, we love TMs, that's what we love to do, that's what we love to do, but anything else, it's getting TMs. But yeah, this game, it was a fun playthrough, but like I said, I had not, well, at this point, it's not recent, but I had recently played Crystal. I enjoyed that more. right, for a lot of it, even though it's, you know, oh, but the graphics, blah, blah, blah. I did enjoy it more, all things considered. Is there a team I can get over here? Because I honestly didn't even know you could go over here. I'm not even joking. I did not know you could go over here. But, like, I don't know. Then, like, it's been a lot longer, but I did play Black 2, or White 2, I mean. Like, within the last couple of years. I enjoyed it more. Platinum, I did play within, like, the last year. I enjoyed it more. It's one of those things where it's definitely clear this game is on the lower end of the totem pole. It just is. And I hate saying it like that because it sounds really negative. But it is true. It just is. Like, this game isn't insane. It's not as bad as people said it is, but it's not as good as other people say it is. Like, I know people who legitimately view this as, like, a great game. And, like, oh, it's one of the best games in the franchise. And it's like, no. But I know there are people who had said it's, like, the worst. And it's like, is this as bad as Diamond and Pearl, like the original Diamond and Pearl? Hell no. Okay, I should have just thrown a great ball. Because I think catching is a bit different in this game. Like, is it as bad as Diamond and Pearl? No. Is it as bad as the original Gen 1 games because of the fact that, you know, they've aged like milk? No. It's weird. It's weird. That's what I'll say. It's weird. PP Max. That's actually really good. Can we get to this house? Or is this just a house that's, you know, there? I guess it might just be there, honestly. We need to get a false swipe Pokemon. I gotta look it up at some point, probably soon, and just see exactly when do you get it and all that. I didn't mean to run into it, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna end this part soon, though, but like I said, it'll be an interesting one whenever I do that retrospective video. If I do actually, you know, go through with it. Because it's gonna be one of those where, like, if I get to a certain point of working on it, I definitely will. But I don't know. This game is this weird one. It really is. Yeah, we're gonna run away. I'm not gonna deal with this. I gotta get a false swipe Pokemon, but it's a weird one. It's the DLC, man, like, I think that is the big thing, is that, like, ooh, let me take TM. Is that when you compare it to, we're gonna end this part here, by the way, is that when you compare it to, like, Scarlet and Violet, and you just do base game for base game. Scarlet and Violet, you have 18 true boss battles. You have one for each type. You have the Team Star Raids, you have the Totem Pokemon, or the Giant Pokemon, whatever they're called in that game, Paradox Pokemon, and then you have the Gym Leaders. Then in the Elite Four, you have the big battle with all 3 of your rivals. You have the entire ending with the Professor. Like, the actual base game is just so much more than this one. And Legendaries, you have your 2-box Legendaries, you have your 4 Gates Trio, or Gates Quadro, you know, with, like, Chi-Yu, Chin-Pao, Ting-Lu, and Wing Chao, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about, that whole quad. You have a lot more to do, is what I'm saying, than this game. So, it is what it is. But, again, if you enjoyed this part, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload any videos. Again, the next few parts, if I do keep on uploading this within the, you know, very soon, it's going to be a lot of Pokédex stuff, trying to get the Pokédex closer to completion while just kind of talking about what's happening with the Pokemon stuff. Be on the lookout for a potential video regarding a retrospective. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and as always, guys, have a great night.